Know your rights when you are involuntarily denied boarding. It's a sad fact of air travel. Sometimes you get bumped from a flight due to an overbooked flight. Overbooking occurs when airlines sell more tickets assuming that some passengers won't show up for their flight. Unfortunately, this means that passengers can end up out of luck when their seat is taken by someone else. Knowing your rights in such an event can help steer you through the compensation that you are entitled to. This video outlines what you need to know in order to deal with involuntarily denied boarding. So what is involuntary denied boarding? Involuntary denied boarding happens when the flight is overbooked and the passengers with valid tickets are denied boarding against their will. If there aren't enough volunteers, then the airline randomly dumps passengers from the flight. It could happen for a few different reasons. The airline may overbook the flight, or remove someone from the flight in order to comply with safety regulations. Regardless of why it happened, there are certain protections in place that require airlines to provide compensation. It's important to remember that you have rights when dealing with involuntary denied boarding. Your rights for involuntary denied boarding according to EU law. Passengers who are denied boarding against their will are entitled to financial compensation ranging from $250 to $600. Passengers could also be entitled to a full refund of flight tickets or alternate transportation, and may get additional services like meals, refreshments, and other right-to-care services. You are eligible for compensation if the arrival and departure are from the EU or irrespective of the airline, or when the arrival airport was in the EU member state and have booked their flight ticket with an EU-regulated airline. Passengers who voluntarily surrender their seats in exchange for a refund or upgrade, or due to their own fault, like getting late at the airport, not having the correct boarding pass, or creating security or safety concerns, are not eligible for compensation. Rights according to the Department of Transportation, DOT, in the U.S. Passengers are entitled to compensation up to 400% of the one-way fare price of the ticket, which should not exceed $1,550. Passengers who voluntarily surrender their seats in exchange for a refund or upgrade are not eligible for compensation. Passengers are eligible to claim denied boarding flight compensation only if the arrival and departure is from the U.S. or the flight should depart from the U.S. airport irrespective of the airline. While there are some exceptions. Aircraft change. When an airline switches to a smaller plane for operational or safety reasons. Weight and balance. Safety restrictions may apply to planes with 60 or fewer seats, affecting your flight. Downgrading. If you were downgraded from business class to economy class, you're eligible for a refund of the price difference. Passenger safety. Passenger behavior that threatens safety can impact your compensation rights. Read the airline's overbooking policy. Each airline has unique rules for involuntary denied boarding, so check their policies before you travel. Understanding their procedures and passengers' rights regarding overbooking can prevent future denied boarding or difficult negotiations. Now that you're aware of your rights regarding involuntary denied boarding, understanding your rights is crucial. You're likely eligible for compensation of up to $600 per person under EU law. So, don't lose out on involuntarily denied boarding and get the compensation you deserve. Receive up to €600, excluding success fee 25%. Visit claimflights.com and submit your claim.